Hey, what's going on, guys? So, in my previous video, I sort of showed you guys how a Cromwell can run over troops, especially in blobs, and how effective it can be at dealing with blobs of that scale. So, in this video, I'm going to show you sort of semi-in-depth how you can do that. But to start with, I'm going to sort of explain what I'm doing right now. So this mods, I forgot what it's called, but what it allows you to do is spawning troops in. You got all these different commands. You can turn off the AI. You can show the fog of war, infinite resources. You can change the sort of team units on. So all in all, it's a really helpful mods, especially for learning how to run over troops. So if you want to learn how to run over troops, I highly recommend you download this mod. It doesn't take that long to download, as far as I'm concerned. So anyway, what I'm going to do right now is spawn in a Cromwell. And what I'm going to try and do is just run straight. And as you can see here, I sort of accidentally deleted a bridge earlier on. Let's just ignore that for a sec. But what I'm going to do is just run straight through these troops and just show you guys what happens. So this is what I see a lot of new players doing. So I'm like, hey, do you know how to run over? And they're like, oh yeah, sure. So they do this. And look what happens. They move out the way. So this is... even like with a seasoned player, this will happen all the time, and like sometimes they won't be able to control it. But what you should try and do all the time, if anything, you should always plan this out. Whenever you run people over, always look forward and don't just don't run into it going in blind, because that will happen. So what I do is, let me just spawn a few in again. Again, it's just so helpful, this mod. So I've spawned in a pretty decent sized blob, about the same as my last video. So what I want to do is move the Cromwell to like the right and watch. I'm not going to bother to run him over just yet, but I just want to show you what happens. If I'm not actually intending to run them over right now, well I am, but watch. Now look, look at this Cromwell, look at that, look at this blob. Now if I had a second Cromwell running up, obviously the same thing's gonna happen, they're gonna move out the way. But let me just show you something with the Cromwell. See how it turns? Now watch this. See that turn? That turn is what makes the Cromwell special. It can turn so good. And that is the opportunity I found. So if we can direct the troops to go a certain direction and then turn the Cromwell to quickly skid into them, that's how you get kills running over the Cromwell. Most of the time you will encounter blobs in that sort of scenario where they sort of move to one side. So what I suggest you guys learn how to do is this. So I'm still not good at it, so I'm not sure if I'll get it the first try. But once he picks up speed, just pick up speed for a sec, is learn how to do that sort of turn. He's gonna slow down. Yeah, he's slowing down, what an idiot. Let's do it down here. Don't know why he's going this way. Let's just do it. So as he picks up speed, and turn. So you gotta learn how to do that and when to do it, when to time it, because as you can see by the time on the top of the video, I've been on this map for a long time. I haven't just left the game open. I kid you not, I've spent so long trying to get a good video and a good commentary because I keep forgetting what I need to say. And this happens for, I kid you not, for 20 minutes. So watch this. I go to run him over, and that happens. So like they end up moving in sort of position where I just reverse the Cromwell and it does nothing, and he just sits there like, what do you want me to do? So I was so frustrated. So right now, you guys don't know how euphoric I am, how this video is turning out. So and with this bit right now, I mentioned in my previous video about funneling, and I know a lot of people probably didn't understand what I was talking about. I've never really seen a video like it either, so I don't think a lot of people... I think people probably get the idea, but it's sort of like a term I use, like I did to stay, directing the troops. So it's a term I use to like make troops go where I want them to go, or if they have no choice to move. So what I do on this map, I make a bowful right here, and a few mortar pits, some MGs, AT guns, whatever, and just make them all fire on ground on this bridge right here. So after a while, it will get destroyed. And if... just say the enemy didn't know he had any AT guns, they want to send a tank in first to get rid of your bowful, to get rid of your MGs, blah blah blah. So they're going to send it down here. Full frontal attack, they're going to go from down here. And what I like to do is build mines here. Because the British don't have any tank traps. But even in that sort of case, if you did build tank traps, they can just send infantry down and, you know, kill it. But, there's obviously a big sort of thing. You can say, oh, I put an MG down, it'll protect your tank traps. Then they'll have mortars, and you have nothing protecting your MG because it's too far away from your mortar. So, I just like making mines. There's obviously counters to it, but it's just the most simplest thing you can do. If they do send a tank down. Anyway, let's just say they didn't have any mines there. If you have AT guns, MGs, a Bofor, mortars, you're fine. They just need to focus one direction, and they're good. So that's a technique that I still haven't mastered. So you gotta look on maps and find good places where you can funnel. It's really hard to do, but in the greater scheme of things, it is so helpful. And it's just one of those little things that kind of like passes you by and you don't really realize. So anyway, guys, if you like this type of video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment in the comment section down below if you want me to do anything or like make a tutorial or just anything along the lines of that, because I've been looking at a lot of tutorials on YouTube about Company of Heroes, and I'm not being mean or anything, but some of them are good, some of them are pretty in-depth, but just some people are like, oh yeah, this is my strategy. And like, oh yeah, I'll explain in depth how to do it, and they just like, don't say anything for the rest of the video. And it's not that helpful. Like, when I first started playing this game, I was up on Reddit all night just looking at like, oh, how do I counter this? How do I counter that? What do I do in this situation? Blah, blah, blah. So what I'm hoping to do is post on Reddit. If you guys need any help with anything, just message me, comment in the comment section down below if you want me to showcase anything. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it.